I still remember the night I slept on a cold kitchen floor, hugging my school bag like it was the only thing I owned in this world. Because it was. My name is Millie, and I wasn't always strong. I grew up in a tiny apartment on the south side of Chicago, the kind of place where the walls were thin enough to hear arguments and dreams felt too big to fit inside. My mother worked 2 jobs, but it was never enough. Some nights we had dinner. Some nights we just had hope. But what hurt the most wasn't poverty. It was how people looked at me. At school, my clothes were always almost clean. My shoes were always almost broken, and my smile was always almost gone. I remember one girl whispering loudly enough for me to hear, "Why does she even try? She'll never be anything." I didn't say anything back. I just held my books tighter. Because deep inside, I believed something different. I believed I was meant for more. But believing something doesn't mean the world will let you have it, especially when life keeps testing you. And it did, over and over again. Until one day, someone I trusted the most became the reason I almost gave up completely.
Things started to change when I got into college. Not because life became easier, but because I finally saw a way out. I worked part-time jobs, studied late nights, skipped meals just to keep going. That's when I met Daniel. He was charming, confident, the kind of person who made you feel like you mattered. And for the first time in my life, I felt seen. "You're different, Millie," he told me once. "You're going to do something big." I believed him. Maybe too much. We started working on a business idea together, a small online project that slowly began to grow. It was mine at first, my idea, my vision, but I trusted him, so I let him in. Big mistake. At first, everything felt perfect. We worked late nights, laughed, planned our future, but slowly, things started changing. He began making decisions without me. He started introducing the project as his idea. And one day, I walked into a meeting I was never invited to. A meeting where my work was being presented without my name. I stood there in silence as Daniel smiled and said, "This is something I built from scratch." From scratch. I felt something inside me break. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly. Like a glass falling on carpet. No sound, but completely shattered. I confronted him later. "How could you do this to me?" I asked, my voice shaking. He didn't even look guilty. "Millie, you wouldn't have made it this far without me," he said calmly. "This is just how things work." That night, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there, staring at everything I had lost. My idea, my trust, my belief in people. But what I didn't know that night was that losing everything was about to become my greatest advantage. Something changed in me after that. Not anger, not revenge. Something stronger. Clarity. I realized I had spent my whole life waiting for someone to give me a chance, but I didn't need permission anymore. So I started again, from zero. No team, no support, no shortcuts. Just me. And this time, I did things differently. I stopped trusting words and started trusting actions. I rebuilt my idea quietly, carefully, smarter. While Daniel was busy enjoying attention, I was building something real. Months passed. Then one day, everything shifted. My platform started gaining attention. Real attention. People loved it. Investors noticed. Opportunities opened. And suddenly, the same people who once ignored me were now asking for meetings, including him. Daniel reached out. "I think we should talk," his message said. I smiled. Not out of happiness, but out of understanding. We met at a cafe. He looked the same, confident, polished, but this time I wasn't the same girl. You've done well, he said. I nodded. I want to work together again, he added. I looked at him, really looked at him, and for the first time, I didn't feel hurt. I felt free. I already am working with the right person, I said calmly. Who? I smiled slightly. Myself. And that was it. No revenge speech, no drama, just closure. Years later, my business grew beyond anything I imagined. But the biggest success wasn't money. It was becoming someone who didn't need validation to feel worthy. Because here's the truth I learned. People will doubt you. Some will use you. Some will try to erase you. But none of that matters if you never stop believing in yourself. I was the poor girl from Chicago, the one they laughed at, the one they ignored, the one they underestimated. And I didn't prove them wrong. I proved myself right. If you like my story, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it.